Have you ever moved into a house only to find out you weren't the only ones living there? This is the story of the Harper family and the hidden room they should have never opened. In April 2023, the Harper family moved from Denver to a small town just outside Nebraska City. For years, they dreamed of leaving the noisy city behind. When they found a big old farmhouse with a large backyard and quiet surroundings, it felt perfect. It was a white two-story house built in the 1940s with creaky wooden floors, chipped paint on the windowsills, and a heavy oak front door that slammed loudly whenever the wind blew. But to them, it was beautiful. Mr. and Mrs. Harper were both teachers, and their 16-year-old son, Ethan, was quiet and polite, happy to have his own room looking out over the fields. During the first week, everything felt peaceful. On a Saturday afternoon, Mr. Harper decided to set up storage shelves in the basement. He carried boxes of Christmas decorations and old books down the steep steps. The basement was cold, with stone walls and a faint smell of damp earth. While pushing a tall wooden shelf against the wall, he felt a breeze, a cold draft coming from behind it. Confused, he called his wife and Ethan to help move the shelf away. Behind it was something none of them expected, a narrow wooden door. There was no handle, only a small hole where a knob used to be. Dust covered the frame. They had done a full house inspection before buying, and no one mentioned this door. When they called their landlord, an old man living in the city, he sounded surprised. "That basement was built over 80 years ago," he said. "I've never seen any door down there." Mr. Harper felt uneasy, but curiosity won. He grabbed his crowbar and forced the door open. As the wood splintered, a strong smell of mold and rot drifted out. He turned on his flashlight and stepped inside. The room was small, about the size of a walk-in closet, with rough stone walls and a dirt floor. At first, it seemed empty, but Ethan noticed marks on the far wall, deep scratches, as if someone had dragged metal across the stone again and again. Near the corner were old, rusted chains bolted into the wall. The ends of the chains were broken. Dark stains covered parts of the dirt floor. Mr. Harper told himself it was just old oil or water damage, but in his chest, he felt an uncomfortable tightness. They left the room quickly and moved the shelf back over the door. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. His room was directly above the basement. At around 1 a.m., he heard faint noises, scraping sounds like something being dragged across concrete. Then, quiet footsteps moving up the basement stairs, stopping right below his room. He pulled his blanket over his head and stayed frozen until dawn. The noises returned every night, scratching, soft banging, and what sounded like whispers in a language he couldn't understand. His parents heard it too, but told each other it was just the house settling. Then one night, Mrs. Harper woke up screaming. She said she saw a woman standing at the foot of their bed, tall, with long black hair covering her face, wearing a torn gray dress. Her skin was pale and damp, almost rotting. When she turned on the lamp, the figure was gone, but the floorboards where it stood were wet. They called the landlord again. He drove down the next morning, clearly annoyed, until he went into the basement. When he came back up, his face was white as chalk. He admitted he had no record of the room in any building plans. He said softly, "If I knew this was here, I'd never have sold you this house." They moved out within the month. Mr. Harper sealed the basement door with heavy planks and padlocks before leaving. A new family moved in later that year, but locals say they also left after only 3 weeks. Today, the house stands empty. Overgrown grass has swallowed the pathway, and the wooden porch is rotting away. People driving past late at night say they've seen a faint orange glow coming from under the house, like candlelight flickering behind cracks in the stone foundation. Some say it's just squatters or curious teens exploring, but others believe something is still down there, and it's waiting for whoever is foolish enough to open that door again. But who knows? Maybe it was all just a story, or maybe it wasn't. The world is full of unsolved mysteries that people don't even know about yet. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe for more unsolved stories, and comment below what you think was hiding behind that door. Was it something supernatural or something human and far darker?